Hello and welcome to this episode 36 of VocTer Gaming. I am your host, the vocal terrorist, Jesse Rain, and we are here with the first in a best of 5 BattleNet series. On Shakura's plateau, spawning in the lower right, he is the red Terran, known as the son of Boxer. He is SlayerSMMA. And he will be fighting against the blue Terran, spawning in the lower left. He is former GSL Champion, IMMvp. This is going to be a fun series. This is of course a best of 5. If it does go to 5, we will be running into next week, unfortunately. As while I may be up to a Saturday game now and then, I am certainly not up to a Sunday game, as I will be again commentating for 4 hours on Sunday. So the last thing I want to do is wake up and do one of these as well. But of course there is no guarantee that it will go to the 5th game. IMMvp is a great player. Like I mentioned, he is a former GSL champion. He is currently, spoilers, if you don't want to hear them, don't listen for the next 10 seconds. He is currently in the finals of the GSL. There you go. There's that 10 seconds up now. So you can listen again if you've muted me, which you won't be able to hear. But anyway, TVT. One of the best matchups at the moment. I know there is a lot of people don't like it, because the matches do tend to go on for roughly 4 hours. But I love it. I really love the way TVT's gone at the moment. It's gone very, very mech heavy, generally into what's known as the Sky Terran style now. You start off with your Blue Flame Hellions and your Siege Tanks, and then you switch into Viking Battlecruiser Raven, which completely negates Hellions and Siege Tanks. Did not need to repeat completely there. Don't know why I did. It's very early in the morning and I've still obviously not had any caffeine since 2 PM Friday, so yay me. Now of course this is the fixed version of Shakura's Plateau, which does not have the destructible rocks. That even occurs on the BattleNet servers now, on the ladder servers, which means this base is slightly more viable. Obviously not as easy to get to, destructible rocks being now here and here. And as we see, MMA is taking this very fast expand. Now MMA, still going quite bio-friendly actually. Was watching some of his games from MLG and he was still using the bio-Terran style with a heavy drop play, which can be interesting. I don't think it works too much anymore, but of course he does. He did make it work very effectively, of course, although not quite getting as far as many had hoped he would have in that tournament. And we see MVP is now also expanding, just slightly behind MMA in terms of expansion. That's not going to be a massive economic deficit whatsoever. Both players very much mirroring one another with the dual gas and expansion of just 1 racks. Now we'll see, how much does MMA know about this? He does not know of the expansion. He knows it's the 1 racks. That could be anything. He doesn't know about either of the gases. And if we go over here, see MVP with the much better scout, knows about the 1 gas, knows about the 1 racks fast expand, which is of course why he felt safe fast expanding himself. Well, we have 3 Marines against an SCV and 2 Marines. That is not going to work out very well for MVP at all, as we see completely losing his forces there. No scout for him now, sending his Marines back home before they get completely crushed. MMA very wisely sending 1 Marine to each Zelnaga watchtower. That's going to give him complete control over the centre of the map for this game, or at least in the early game, until Hellions start to pop out, which I'm sure we will be seeing shortly, as we have here a factory in the base of MVP and a factory in the base of MMA. MMA is going straight into Starport off the back of that. That looks like then Banshees, as we see a tech lab going down on the factory. So I'd assume once this Starport is finished, the factory will lift, the barracks will land here, and we will be getting cloaked Banshees. I can only assume that's why he's stockpiling the gas. Whereas if we look here in the base of MVP, we see exactly the same thing. We see a starport about to be lifted, to be But the tech lab is going to research Blue Flame first. Interesting. So I'd assume then, if he's going the Blue Flame Hellion style, this is going to be Vikings. This is going to help protect against this Banshee Rush from MMA. Obviously he doesn't know that the Banshee Rush is coming, but I'd imagine he suspects it. Tech lab here is researching Cloak, which will be for the Banshees. And as we see, MMA is expanding yet again. This is a very risky expansion. I like it. It's very, very greedy. Taking it right now, when of course Hellions are already out. So this could be potentially very, very bad. If you get a few Blue Flame Hellions up here, they can completely ruin the day of any workers that are about. Of course, Infernal Pre-Igniter, that's the Blue Flame upgrade, is now coming out for MMA, but it is going to be behind the upgrade of MVP. Getting a reactor on the barracks, I'd assume that's for when Blue Flame finishes, to switch the factory with the barracks to get 2 Blue Flame Hellions at a time. I like that. Blue Flame Hellions, of course, still very, very strong. The patch has not come through yet. Currently in the public test realm, there is talk of, for the next patch, Blue Flame Hellion being +5 to damage instead of +10. Another factory now being built. Interesting. I wonder what he's going to do with this. I wonder if he's going to put this this on the reactor for the double Blue Flame Hellions and use this to get siege tanks out instead with siege mode once Blue Flame is finished. Cloak, of course, is finished now, and that Banshee is about to pop, so we will soon be seeing this Banshee attack. However, very, very cleverly, MVP is getting himself a Raven. That is going to negate Cloak entirely. There is going to be nothing here that can stop that Raven coming in from MMA. This is wonderfully timed. The Banshee is cloaked. He is going to get a couple of worker kills. Now, how many is it going to get? That's 2 so far. He's up to 4 kills. 5, unfortunately, scans. And these 2 Vikings should be enough to take it down. Yep, and now we have the Raven here alongside it. That is going to be the end of that. Now we have a force of Blue Flame Hellions coming in. Oh, there's nothing to stop them here. So many of these workers are going to go down. Oh, dear. Oh, no. And Marines coming in off the back of it. This is a wonderfully timed attack from MVP. Completely shutting down that Banshee harass. And this command center is forced to lift and leave. Now, if he knew about this third base up here, look at how many free kills that would be. But, of course, he doesn't. The Cloak Banshee is now coming out. The Raven, along with the Vikings, are going to stop the Banshee from ending this this attack. This is a wonderful attack. Very, very well timed from MVP, like I said before. Now, MMA's own Blue Flame Hellions are coming out. 4 factories so far in the base of MMA. This is what I mean. Mech has completely taken over from Bio in terms of what is going to happen in TVTs now. He is still producing Banshees to send over to that base. I'm not sure how wise that is, but he obviously has to do something to get back. Auto turret goes down there from the Raven. All these Hellions are going to die. They do take down the Marines. There's only 1 Marine left. He does die in 2 shots to Blue Flame. But MVP's Blue Flame Hellions are now up in the main base. They are going to do so much damage here. Choosing to ignore the Hellions now in favour of... Oh, catching all the workers lined up like that. Oh, even landing the Viking to do more damage to these Hellions. And then lifting to escape. MVP's attack there is now mostly shut down. These auto turrets are going to stop the command center from re-landing out there. Now we see a Banshee is going to be headed towards the base of MVP. How much though is it going to do? In fact, oh, it could have been caught by the Viking. Neither player watching that right at the moment. This Banshee now in the base of MVP. Is it going to do anything? Or is it just going to keep flying to its rally point? And here now, taking down 1 SCV and now attacking the factory. Obviously there's no control there because MMA is back here trying to stop this Blue Flame harass from doing anything. Unfortunately for him, so many workers being cleared out right now. And it's absolutely horrendous. That does get stopped yet again. But of course, if we come back here, we see that Banshee harass is now out here. Is doing some good damage now. It's got 6 kills, which is nice. It's starting to pay for itself. Of course, no Raven, no Vikings here. The 2 Vikings are now back. Oh, a lot of Vikings and a Raven have just come out. That is the end of that Banshee harass. And that is the end of the next one as well, as he's rallying them in, and unfortunately there is just everything there to stop it. Now these Hellions and the auto turrets are completely stopping MMA from leaving his base and expanding again. Slight indecisiveness there, loses in one Hellion. He is going to take the rest of this down now. However, one Blue Flame Hellion of MVP has seen what's going on here. This is just going to be a ton of free worker kills for him. That's up to 4 kills already. Gets 6 kills, more than pays for itself there, until it is taken out by MMA's Hellions. This is wonderful, wonderful play from MVP. He's got a ton of Hellions still here now. He completely shut down the Banshee harass that was happening. He's just pumping out Vikings and Hellions now with a million billion factories. And now this force of Vikings comes in here yet again, looking to perhaps catch a Banshee as it spawns. Unfortunately, that is half a way away yet. So instead it's just going to auto-turret harass the worker line, which is very, very well done. It's not something we see a lot from players, but I do like it when it occurs. And that is doing an awful lot of damage. Siege tanks are now out for MVP, but this is another big force of Blue Flame Hellions, and it's going to be more than enough to take down everything of MMA's here. Everything here is going to die. Everything, in fact, is now dead. The command center is forced to lift. That early expansion doing absolutely nothing for MMA, losing already his second expansion as well. This is really, really bad for him. There is not much he can do now. He's super low on money. He can't rebuild any forces he loses. So MVP, miles ahead in money now, and expanding up to here. He's just landing Vikings to decimate what he can, knowing how much it hurts. MMA right now, if you look at this tab, has 0 income, 0 money, and drops an auto turret here just to make it even worse. He has no money whatsoever. There is a medevac here now, as unfortunately for him, he still had the rally point set for the Banshees, and so this medevac he created did fly all the way there, and now will be caught by these Vikings. Oh, that is so bad. Oh, MMA, you are falling to pieces. Well, MVP is now expanded up here. Is going to morph that into the orbital command. Just a few SCVs left now. This command center is forced to float back down here to a more defensible location. Although I don't know how defensible it is with the tiny, tiny amount of siege tanks he has. Look at this now. If we look at the unit count, we have 3 siege tanks without siege mode, 1 marine, 1 banshee, 4 hellions. The banshees, of course, up here going to try and do some harass, but there's not a lot around. Versus, of course, 4 vikings, 1 raven, 3 thors, and 19 blue flame hellions, with the +1 vehicle weapons upgrade and 3 more thors on the way out. Siege mode is on its way out for MMA, but with the tiny amount of siege tanks he's got, it's just not going to be worth it. These 3 thors alone could end this game right now. Never mind all the blue flame hellions with them. This completely counters any kind of sky banshee tech that MMA has, and in fact he's forced to GG, as 3 siege modeless siege tanks are not enough to stop all of this. That is a brilliant, brilliant game from MVP. That is what I'm talking about. MMA's TVT was once very, very good, but right now he is just lagging slightly behind the current metagame, with MVP absolutely crushing to a victory there. Okay, that is everything for today. Of course, I will be back tomorrow with Game 2 of MVP versus MMA. Don't forget to read the channel description. We've got links there to our current cross-promotion with another YouTube channel there called Hi I Can't PK. Very, very good games there. Again, non-StarCraft. We're doing a little bit of cross-promotion again. Try and get the viewers up. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I will be back tomorrow.